Welcome back to the Central Podcast. You're here with your hosts, Danny Grisanzio and Joey Maldonado. Hey, Joey, those Brewers are 9 of their last 10. Why don't you tell us about them?
Dude, it has been awesome to watch. So we swept Boston, then we swept Philly, and then we just recently won the series against the Reds. And right now, it feels like Brewers baseball. Everything's clicking right now. The offense is playing well. Yelly's been on a fucking tear. Everything, the pitching staff has been incredible. Like, we haven't blown really any saves for the most part. It's just on all cylinders. It's been fun to watch. Churrio's heating up. Sal is playing well. Terang's playing well. If you're a Brewers fan, I mean, this is kind of like revitalized. Is that a word? Revitalized? Yeah. It's kind of like sparked, I guess, like just not only like the team, but the fans and everything. And everyone's kind of back in on, okay, maybe we have a chance to actually make the wild card. And it's been fun to watch. And sorry, it just hasn't been fun playing what's felt like meaningless baseball. And so being able to actually win series against not only Boston, which they're kind of a mid to struggling team right now, but sweeping Philly was a really big series. They did have the best record in the National League coming into that series. And we've kind of always owned the Reds a little bit, winning now our 12th series in a row against them. But it's been fun to watch. And I mean, I was just telling you off the air that the next like 4 series that we have coming up against the Padres, the Braves, the Cardinals, and you guys are really going to be telling of what the season's going to be all about. So it's been really fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, too. The best player on your team the last 2 months has been Rhys Hoskins, and he's been horrible in this stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Jake Bauers, too, have been really good for you guys. Like, again, terrible in the stretch. Batting 143, 186 for the this stretch of games when you guys have been one of the hottest teams in baseball. It's just the guys who should be stepping up for you guys are stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, it was getting kind of concerning. I mean, Contreras is still struggling a bit.
Yeah.
But Sal Frelick's hitting great. Caleb Durbin's having a decent stretch. I mean, for him,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
He's been impactful. Like, it's not, the stats are never going to show that he's like playing elite, but like he's making the impact plays. He's doing what he needs to do. And they were talking about this a couple days ago, but like just playing gritty baseball, like bunting, getting guys on base, stealing bases, just playing Brewers baseball and scoring 3 to 5 runs and just hoping that your pitching staff is playing the way they're supposed to be playing. And you're not wrong. Like, Rhys has been struggling, and to be honest, it doesn't bother me considering he was our only offense for the first 2 months of the season. But guys like Yelly, I mean, talk about a guy, he gets hurt, he gets hit in the hand, and then we go face Cincinnati the next day, and he rakes against Cincinnati, and he decides to play in that series, which I couldn't believe, to be honest. I for sure thought that he just was going to take his time and rest, and I don't know, maybe it was the fact that he was playing Cincinnati, I don't know. But he's been absolutely killing it recently. I mean, just in the last like week alone, hitting 421, a 1029 OPS. He's got like a homer, 3 RBIs. Like, he's been fucking killing it. And we still have guys like Contreras who have yet to like kind of hit their stride. And again, the other day we had Isaac Collins and Daz Cameron hit fucking tanks. Overall, I mean, it's just been fun to watch. I mean, they're doing the little DL Hall setup right now where he's pitching the first 2 or 3 innings, and then Quinn Priester's coming in, and Quinn Priester's been quietly really good, having like a 2.70 ERA in his last like 6 or 7 starts, and everything's just working right now, and you're just kind of hoping you can ride this hot hand till the trade deadline.
I kind of got a question for you. So, coming into the season, we were low on the Cardinals. They're better than we thought they were going to be.
For sure.
Despite what their projections are now. But I'm looking at the stats here. The Cardinals and the Brewers are shockingly similar right now, statistically. Like, they have an almost identical run differential and an identical record, give or take. You guys have one more loss than them. But you're similar home stats, similar away stats, and you're both coming up against good teams into a series here. You guys against the Padres, they're playing the Dodgers. Can you explain to me what the differences are between the Cardinals and the Brewers? And then obviously we'll talk about the Cardinals after.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the Brewers. They're kind of the way that the Brewers are going to win the games is they're going to steal a lot of bags. They're going to not give up a lot of runs. It's going to be a 3-2 ball game, a 4-3 ball game, and we're not going to hit home runs. I mean, that's just not the Brewers' way. And so again, the way that the Brewers have been the last 4 or 5 seasons is this: you win those gritty series against good teams like the Padres and like the Dodgers, and with the Cardinals it's a little bit different, just because they have their studs. I mean, they have their Sonny Grays of the world, they have their Matthew Liberators of the world, they have, I would give them the nod at least from a starter standpoint, compared to us. But I just think like the big difference is I feel like the Cardinals don't have a lot of guys that are clicking offensively, and I mean, I could be very wrong about that, but besides Brendan Donovan, I mean, Nolan Arenado's been struggling. Contreras has been fine. Mason Wynn's been fine. And you can look at the stats and you could say some weird things about the Brewers, but the Brewers are playing hot right now, whereas the Cardinals, they were kind of hot earlier in the season. Now they're coming back down to earth a little bit. So it's this, and I was telling you about this as well, like, I want to see the Brewers after their hot stretch and to kind of get an idea of if they're actually a good team or not. And it's easy for me right now to say because we won 9 of our last 10 and we're playing hot. We're one of the hottest teams right now. But like, I want to see us after this hot stretch and how do we play. And the Cardinals, even though I was very low on them coming into the season, they're still winning games. They're not. I thought they would fall off after their winning streak, and they've still been semi-relevant. And so I just, for the Cardinals, I mean, they're both similar. Like, I honestly think that that's going to be the biggest fight in the division, is this having to go against each other, winning those games. Because what you play, is it 9 games now against each other or 13?
Oh man, I
In
think
divisional?
it's 9.
Okay.
No, it's got to be more than that.
Maybe it's 13.
Baseball
or 12.
podcast, by the way.
But like with the Cardinals, like their recent stretch, I mean, they beat the Orioles in a series, which good job. I mean, the Orioles are a bad team. They went 1-2 at Texas. Okay, Texas is a pretty decent team. They kind of had an underwhelming series against the Royals these last couple of days. I mean, again, doubleheaders are weird, so like take it with a grain of salt. And with the Jack Caglione call up and everything, like there's just a lot of hype and narrative. I don't know, honestly. I mean, I'm biased, so I'm gonna think that the Milwaukee Brewers are just a little bit better. But the Cardinals are kind of in a similar stretch with Milwaukee, where it's, I mean, play well until the trade deadline, and maybe you end up getting a piece, and it doesn't have to be a big name per se, but like get a guy to round out that offense. I mean, you have some studs, like you have the Brendan Donovan. I like Mason Wynn a lot as a player. I think he can be very, very good. You still, like, even though he's struggling, Nolan Arenado is still a dog. Wilson Contreras is still very good. Like, you have some guys, and it's just Alec Burleson, a guy that I love watching, like, has been fantastic. Like, you have some studs, and so I don't know. I honestly think they're very similar. I can both see them around the 84, 85 win range, the way that they're playing.
It was frustrating yesterday because, today is the 6th of June, for anyone wondering. Yesterday, the Cardinals played a twin bill against the Royals, and they split. And in both games, they got out hit by like 7 hits. And in the first game, Contreras walked them off. And it just feels like that's kind of how they've been winning. It doesn't feel like they've been blowing teams out. They had like some crazy comebacks to win by like a run,
Yeah.
But it's not like they're scoring a whole lot of runs. And I ask that question because normally the Cardinals score a lot of runs and the Brewers don't, despite how well their teams are playing. It's just how they've been built. And the Cardinals do hit significantly more home runs than the Brewers. But as of right now, I'm looking, statistically, I think you guys are playing really similar ball. And I don't know if I'm willing to say the Brewers are better than the Cardinals, as much as I don't like the Cardinals. I don't love the Brewers, but I really don't like the Cardinals. I don't know. It just seems like they're finding ways to win games just as much, if not more, than you guys. I feel like you guys, like you were talking about it prior off the air, and you were saying the Brewers struggled to come back and win. And there's only been a few of those until your hot stretch, where you guys are like coming back. Where the Cardinals every other day, because I'm locked in on the Cardinals score, let me tell you. And every other day, I'm seeing them down 5-6 runs, and all of a sudden they're back in the game. So while I think they're similar, I don't know if I would say the Brewers are a better team right now. I actually do think the Cardinals are better. I think the potential for you guys to be better is there because I like your 9 better. You know, I think offensively you guys are a better team. I think pitching you are unbelievably better. But I'm as of right now more scared of the Cardinals catching the Cubs than the Brewers. And I know that hurts my few Brewers fans that listen. But that's just how I feel. But I mean, let's just go in a little bit more about the Cardinals. I mean, you're right. For the past, I'm looking at the past 15 days here. Mason Wynn's the only one hitting over 300. Burleson's hitting okay. Brendan Donovan's going to be Brendan Donovan, 800-ish OPS, 275. Good player. But a notable standout. Cardinals fans hate Nolan Gorman. They think he's legitimately like Osama bin Laden, dude. They fucking despise this guy. He's hitting well since they've been hot. I mean, only 1 home run, which is he's known for, but 294, a 588 slug, and a 921 OPS. That's way better than he's been hitting. His season stats are like, I think he's hitting under 200. He's been horrible. Let me actually look at this. Let me find it because he's been atrocious. Like I've seen people asking for him to be cut. Yeah, 198, a 292 on base with a 625 OPS. He had so much hype coming into the season again. Like he always has hype because he's a power hitting second baseman. But I don't know, man. I kind of like this team. I don't think they're gonna win the division. I don't think the Brewers are gonna win the division. But good for the Cardinals, man. They're winning games. They're pitching better than I thought they would.
Yeah.
So
and like a lot of people had the Cardinals lower than I think. Than I guess like what FanDuel might say.
Yeah,
but like I had the Cardinals 4th or 5th in the division. I didn't like what they were doing. I didn't think they did anything to add to their team that I thought was notable. And I mean their offense is like we talk about like consistency and like while they're hot right now. I mean they're 7th right now. Like they have the 7th most runs in the league. They're 6th in hits. Like I'm looking at like the team stats right now and like compared to the Brewers, like their offense is just the only thing that Milwaukee does that's just a little more notable is they have a lot more stolen bases. Mm-hmm. But everything besides that, they hit for more power. I guess the Brewers have more walks, but like the Cardinals strike out less. They get more extra base hits. They hit for slug. They get on base more. Like it's just something where like I don't hate. I mean, obviously I hate the Cardinals, but like their team is playing well as a whole, and I don't know. I mean, down the stretch, like pitching wise, I think Milwaukee's been a little underwhelming. So like statistically, it's not really that much of a difference, to be honest, between us and St. Louis. And I think that's going to be the exciting one in our series coming up pretty soon here. Let's move on to the Cincinnati Reds. I know we've been talking a lot about.
I want to cut you off real quick. Just one more thing about them. The Cubs are 2nd in batting average with runners in scoring position. Shockingly, I guess not shockingly, but the Brewers and Cardinals haven't scored that many runs. 5th and 6th in batting average with runners in scoring position, which is like top of the league. They should be in the teens. So something both of you guys are doing really, really well are driving in runs when you have opportunities. You're not leaving runners on as much. So
hey, hold up.
Good job, guys.
The Cardinals are 7th. The Brewers are 8th in runs scored in the league. We're scoring runs right now.
Hey, my bad, dog. My bad. All right.
Okay.
I thought the Brewers pitching was supposed to be good. I guess not.
The Reds are 10th. All 3 of our
power division. Well, we were just saying off air, 4 out of the 5 teams, and I feel like you can probably guess who of the 4 of the 5 teams. They're all positive in run differential. I mean, one of us has over 100. The next best is 25, but we'll talk about that later. Shall we talk about the Reds?
You finally have a fucking winning season. You're talking shit. That's crazy.
A winning season.
Fucking. All right. Let's talk about the Reds. The Reds are 2-5 in their last 7. They had a series win against the Royals. They went 1-2 against you guys and 1-2 against us. They're struggling. I mean, there's no other way to really put it. Some notable guys. I mean, TJ Friedl still playing well. He robbed Jake Bauers of a game-tying home run in the 9th, which was,
oh my God.
I mean, I'm sure electric for baseball fans, but not fun for me. I mean, guys like, dude, Santiago Espinal has been horrible.
Doesn't he only have one hit versus righties or something like that? Isn't it ridiculous?
I don't know the exact stat, but he has been atrocious. And I'm like, dude, you can't play a guy every day if he's hitting this bad. Like, I'm sorry, change something up, Cincinnati. Like, it hasn't been fun, I'm sure, for Reds fans watching. And like, dude, I'm looking at like their last 7, and like, besides Ellie, dude, there's no one. I fucking Ellie and TJ Friedel, like, everyone stinks. Like, no one's playing well. Like, Spencer Steeler's still struggling. Tyler Stevenson, he had the 1 home run against us. Will Benson, I mean, made one of the worst plays I have ever seen watching this sport, legitimately, when he was playing the Chicago Cubs, when there was PCA flew out to left center and TJ Friedel was camped underneath, and Will Benson just decided that he wanted to play hero ball for whatever reason and jumps in front of the center fielder, and not only jumps kind of like a ballerina, honestly, but
Yeah,
just,
it was pretty like it was pretty cute the way he did it, you know.
and then he drops the ball. To give you guys, did you guys end up scoring a run on that play? I don't even remember because it was such a bad play.
No, I don't think we even scored in the inning, but it kind of just sums up how their season's been going so far.
I don't know, Cincinnati. There's got to be some change, and what's going on? Like, I mean, because Andrew Abbott, he had been pitching really well. I know, like, his starting against Milwaukee wasn't fantastic. Obviously, Hunter Green went down the IL, but like, what's the solution for Cincinnati?
So, a couple things. I do think they've been a bit unlucky as a ball club. We talked about the culture shift before and how we're not seeing it, but to be honest, their expected win-loss is the exact same as the Brewers and the Cardinals. You guys all have and I get it's expected is different, but that means they're hitting the ball just as hard as you guys. Their expected ERAs are similar, and they're just not winning games. They play in a really hard ballpark to play in. If you have a hot team come into Cincinnati and they're not hitting well, they're going to lose 9 out of 10 games there because there's so many goddamn home runs hit there. And I don't know. I mean, looking at these stats, like TJ Friedel is like the best player in baseball, I guess. I mean, he's hitting 400 with a 1 OPS for the last 15 days. Okay. Ellie De La Cruz is finally Ellie De La Cruzing. He's hitting 326 with an 1100 OPS for the last 15. It's a pretty substantial sample size, you know, with 43 ABs. So guys are coming around. Tyler Stevenson, I remember how hot of a prospect he was when he came up, and he was like, oh my God, power hitting catcher. 300 with a 981 OPS last 15 days. The Reds are hitting well. I mean, and I will say some of the unluck I talked about, Andrew Abbott has been one of the luckiest pitchers in baseball. Not that he's bad. He shoved against the Cubs. He made us look silly. But statistically, he's prone to a bit of a drop-off, as much as I think it would be cool if they both had Hunter Green and Andrew Abbott be like Cy Young candidate kind of guys. I see it more as like a Shota and kind of Steele thing where one's probably a little better than the other one. But Lux is hitting well. But other than those guys, man, everyone is terrible. I mean, it's ridiculous how hot and cold this lineup is. Like we were talking about the Brewers or the Cardinals, but everyone is kind of in like that 250 tier. You know, hitting 250, hitting 750, OPSing, and kind of helping contribute to winning ball clubs. But it seems like this Reds team is just 1 or 2 guys carrying, and everyone else is fucking dog shit. I mean, holy hell. Why is Jake Fraley getting at bats? Why is Connor Joe getting at bats? Francona, like, I get upset about some of the stuff Council does. I can't even imagine if Connor Joe was in my lineup day to day. I don't understand it. Matt McClain, I love Matt McClain, but I think maybe it's time to send him down to AAA, get his confidence back, because he's hitting terrible. He has not hit well the entire season, and he's playing every day. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking like what position do you try to fill if you're the Reds? Because I was
Second
trying to
base.
think. Okay,
They traded Jonathan India away.
Sure, but you have Matt McClain playing second, and you're hopeful that he does something.
You're right.
What else do you like? Because I was thinking about you have Ellie, and we've talked about Ellie should probably be moved to the outfield pretty soon here. And you have TJ.
He had another error that almost fucking gave you guys the win. That was awesome.
Yeah. You have Tyler Stevenson catching. You have Steer at first.
Mm-hmm.
McLean at second. Elliott short. Whoever you want to put at third. I don't know. Fucking Santiago. I am struggling to talk. Santiago Espinal. What position? Like, there has to be something to address.
I think it's easier to say what should we not address on this team, unfortunately. And I think the only positions you can say are, let's say Ellie moves to the outfield. Okay, so let's say Ellie's a center fielder. Or right fielder, what would we say? Probably right fielder?
Yeah, probably right.
Okay, so right and center, guaranteed locks. TJ Friedel is a dog. He's been pretty good his whole career. He's playing great now. He's still pretty young. I think, right? He's probably like 26, 27.
No, I think he's a
A little older than that?
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I'll look at it while you
Still
go on a little rant.
He's a lock right now. He's playing great. He's at least a good defender when he's not hitting the ball great. Catcher, first base. After that, there's not a single position that I'd be like, they got that locked down. I mean, Noel V. Marte. Like, dude, like, what do we do? We got Garrett Hampson as a guy coming off the bench getting at bats, man. There's so many holes in this lineup. I mean, Gavin Lux is a good player. He doesn't move the needle for me, man. I don't know. I thought he was going to be better. He's been good.
He's fine.
But I feel like the type of player he was supposed to be coming into the Dodgers and then coming over to the Reds, I thought he was going to have a better season. He's slowed down dramatically. I don't know. There's still plenty of time for Gavin Lux. He's a good player. But I guess you can nail him down at left field or second, whatever one you want to say. You know, he's playing more left for them.
No,
so let's just...
I'm looking at their prospects, and all of their prospects who are like expected to come. No, all their prospects that are expected to come up are pitchers like this year.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's, I mean, they have one second baseman.
Okay.
But he's their 29th ranked prospect.
Well, I don't know, Reds. Maybe start trading some of those guys away for I mean, maybe don't trade Jonathan India. I don't know. Just a thought. Your rookie of the year.
I didn't hate the trade, to be honest. I like Brady Singer. Like, I didn't hate the trade when they made that trade. But to be fair, I don't think they were a Brady Singer away from contending in the division.
Right. I just feel like they have a whole. This is gonna sound so mean, man. And I called them perpetually mid in the first episode, but they don't have a whole lot of great play. They have a lot of mid, man. Ellie De La Cruz, good to great player, possibly an all-time talent kind of guy. Yes, Tyler Stevenson, definitely above average hitter, and I think he's a decent fielder as well. I think he throws guys out.
Yeah.
Austin Hayes, above average player. Where else are we, man? I mean, Spencer Steer, an average first baseman, I would say. I mean, he's been great, and then he's not great sometimes. I don't know. I think I put him somewhere in the 10s to 14s of range for first baseman right now. There's some good first basemen in the league.
Danny, I have a question for you.
What's your question?
If you were the Reds GM, and it's June 6th right now, you have the trade deadline coming up in a month, and let's say they have a similar record that they have now at this point in the season. Mm-hmm. Do you buy? Do you sell? Do you stay? What do you do?
Oh man, this is hard. I mean, I don't even know what their pen looks like right now, but their pen's bad. I don't think they have a whole lot of pieces. I don't know what kind of contracts they're working with. Like, is Gavin Lux on a 1 year, or how many years is he under control?
I think he's on a multi-year. And TJ Friedel's also 29, by the way. I know we were talking about that earlier.
That's still young enough to build around. I mean, The problem is they don't have a lot of guys they can get like pretty good value for, other than the guys that are. It's kind of like the Brewers, man.
Gavin's on a 1 year deal.
Okay, trade Gavin. Absolutely trade Gavin. He's good enough to go to a contending team, be a contributing piece, be at least a depth or a platoon bat. Go do that, because there are a lot of teams that could use a lefty bat that can play infield and outfield. Because, listen, Miles Mascheroni isn't moving the needle for anyone. Listen, I know that, but someone like Gavin Lux could. at least for a winning team, not the Reds. I know I said he couldn't earlier, but trade Gavin Lux, and I think you just try to ride this one out, man. Ellie is maybe ready to come into stardom. He's turning it around, but I just don't think they're catching the Cubs. I don't even think they're catching the Brewers or the Cardinals. I think the Brewers and the Cardinals are good, not great teams. I'm going to get hate for that. I understand that. I know I'm a Cubs fan, but I'm also a diehard baseball fan, and I was watching, I've watched a lot of Brewers games. They're good. They're not great. I was watching Cardinals yesterday. Not impressed. I watch almost every Cardinals game. It just feels like things are going really well for them right now. That's what I'll say. Their defense has been unbelievably lackluster. Victor Scott, stud.
Oh yeah,
stud in the outfield.
Did you see that? Did you see that play against Jack Caglione?
Yeah, he's awesome. 40% catch percentage. So let's roll. It might have been 30.
All right, it was a good catch.
It was a good catch. I was just pissed the PCA one the same day was a lower percentage, even though it was a better catch. But whatever. No, Victor Scott's fucking really good, and I think he's starting to be a little more comfortable at the plate. But I don't know. But anyways, they're good teams. The Reds aren't even that to me. They're fine. I hate saying it. I don't know what to do if I'm the GM. I really don't. I think I trade whatever relievers are having a hot stretch. I hold on to all of our starters, all of our starters, like I'm a Reds. Oh, I guess I'm the GM. Yeah, it is my team. I trade Gavin Lux. I guess I let Matt McClain continue to have at-bats because he's way better than this. And just hope we can try to sign a third baseman in the offseason unless Espinal or Noelvi Marte start playing better. Is he even still on the roster? I keep acting like he's on the team. He's not on the... He's in AAA?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay, so we'll just act like he doesn't exist then. I don't know, man. I don't think they came into the season trying to win now, but I think you try to get a couple prospects and or decent major, maybe like a reliever for Gavin Lux. You can try to stay competitive.
Yes, he is. He's been hurt, and he actually has been having a good 2025 season.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. We have no idea what we're talking about. Okay. Well, good for him. I mean, Royd, pussy, but good for him.
Also, I do want to point out, just because I find this a little bit interesting, on a positive note for the Reds, they have the 5th most stolen bases in the MLB, and four of the 5 teams in our division are in the top 5 for stolen bases, with both the Cubs and the Brewers being tied for second. The Pirates have the 4th most, and the Reds have the 5th most.
Who on the Pirates is stealing bases?
I mean, O'Neill Cruz.
Okay.
Probably Brian Reynolds.
All right. We'll go look at the stats. I don't believe that.
Let's move on to the Pirates, I guess, if we're going to be talking about the Pirates right now. I'm going to guess this. I have no idea. O'Neill, I'm assuming, is 1. I would guess Brian Reynolds would be 2. I'm going to guess Brian Hayes has some. Who else am I missing? There's definitely a name I'm missing.
Your Brian Reynolds take is way off.
Is it actually?
Going into it. Yeah. He doesn't really run anymore. He's kind of like, think Hap speed. He's like quick, but not like, he's not going to like take a bag,
Let me look. Hold up.
He is 3 on the season.
There's
a stark difference between O'Neill Cruz and everyone else.
IKF was not second on what I would have expected. Brian at 3, that makes sense.
Second with 9 though. Let's
wait, 9 is good. Let's not act like 9 is bad. 9 is good. It's not like lightning speed, but 9 is good.
This isn't a speed stat though. I think those are 2 very distinct things because there are slow guys that take bases too.
Fair. But 9 is a good. I mean, we're not even halfway through the season. Like he's on pace for over 20 stolen bases, which is good.
Yeah. Ellie's leading the league right now, I think. At least top 5.
Are you saying Ellie or O'Neill?
Why did I say Ellie? O'Neill. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's at 22. I can't imagine that at this point in the season.
He's on pace for almost 60 at this point. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Let's talk about those Pirates. Jesus.
Hey, they steal bags.
They steal bags. I mean, Joey's talking great positives over here. These are really important stats. The Brewers were struggling, man. When Joey was like, "Man, at least Contreras is throwing out batters a second, and we're stealing a lot of bases." That's when I was like, "Damn, their it's not looking good right now." Sheesh.
But the Pirates
Talk about not looking good.
Hey, hold up. The Pirates are 3-4 in their last 7, which, to be fair, I would take that for the Pirates.
That's brutal.
You went 1-2 versus the Astros, solid. 1-2 versus the Padres, which I know they're slow, or not slow. I know they're struggling.
What does that mean, Joey? You want to expand on that?
I told you this podcast. Words are not my friend today.
Today,
1-2 versus the Padres. They beat the Diamondbacks, which again I know they've been.
They had a great series against the Diamondbacks. That was a fun series.
The Pirates I've looked at their box scores recently. They've had games where they just randomly put up like 10 runs. Like they just have a game where they just go absolutely ballistic. And they did against the Diamondbacks, I'm pretty sure, in one of those games.
Yeah, they did. I think they had one of those crazy comeback wins every Diamondbacks game ever.
Hey, Kutch is playing well.
He is.
Yeah. Kutch is hot. I mean, let's look at those numbers real quick. I mean, good for Kutch.
He's not necessarily hot. He's 256 for the 755 his last 15. But he's hitting well. I mean, he's giving you like veteran production.
Brian Reynolds is playing well.
Yes, he is.
278, 714 OPS. IKF, 801 OPS, 353.
Adam Frazier with a 900 OPS last 15 days. What year is this? Oh my God.
I'm going to give you the same question that I did just because I'm lazy. You're the Pirates GM. What are you doing at the deadline?
This guy just doesn't want to talk because words aren't his friend.
Words are not my friend today. So I don't really want to talk.
First thing I'm doing, absolutely, selling IKF. A lot of teams need a contact defense first infielder. Like legitimately, I think there are 25 teams right now. Well, not that many are going to buy, but I think there are at least 10 teams that could use someone like IKF. I think you can get a decent prospect for him. I have no idea how many years he has on his contract. I'm going to be completely frank. I'm assuming it's a 1-year deal because it's the Pirates. And if I'm the Pirates GM, I'm turning around and punching the owner in the face, dude. Like the GM, no matter what GM they have, no matter what their front office looks like, they will never be able to do what they actually want. You know, they are completely in a stringhold by what the owner says. He's worst owner in baseball. I mean, I'm probably trading Brian Reynolds. If someone's willing to take that contract, I mean, they came out and said the only people they will not trade are O'Neal Cruz and Paul Skeens. Crazy thing to say, by the way. I mean, that's just telling everyone on your team, like, we don't give a fuck. We'll trade anyone. That's desperate as hell.
It makes sense.
It does make sense, but, like, I think you have to trade Brian Reynolds. Another positive, I will say, Henry Davis looks better. I'm not going to say good.
Yes, sir.
He looks better.
Guy.
He's hitting
Louisville
well.
dog.
And Canario looks okay. He's not slugging, which is so strange because all he did was hit home runs for the Cubs. But, I mean, I'm probably trading Brian Hayes. It seems like, I know it's crazy. Yes. I know it's like a part of their...
I want off that contract. It's not even that bad of a contract, but I want off that contract.
It's more like he's a stable and he was supposed to be good, but like I just really think he needs a change of pace, change of scenery. He's a great defender. He's going to lock it down. Like a team like the Brewers.
Milwaukee's calling.
A team like the Brewers. A guy that can't hit for power, gets on base a little bit, and is a great defender. That's a Brewers legend right there. He'll go down as one of the best Brewers ever. I mean, it's just guys like that. I mean, I hate saying trade Brian Reynolds, though, because he's been their best player for, like, a long time. Like, a shot. Like, Andrew McCutchen was a perennial MVP candidate for a long time. And then to go to Brian Reynolds being their best player, do you know how long it's been? I mean, there were some years when Starling Marte could have been their best player, too. I don't know who was better at that point. It's been a long time. But, man, I'm a Brian Reynolds guy. I'm a known Brian Reynolds guy in the baseball community. Everyone knows who I am. And that's just not – it's like when the Cubs' best player was Ian Happ, man. It's just like, damn, dude. Like, I love them, but I think we move Brian Reynolds. I think you can get a decent prospect for Brian Reynolds, to be quite frank.
Yes, you definitely could. You
I
could
just
get
think like
a borderline top 100 guy for Brian
yeah,
Reynolds.
I just think maybe even higher than that. I think there's you need to just slowly lower the age on your team. Slowly start to move towards the Paul Skeens era. And it's going to be painful to get rid of guys like Brian Reynolds and Brian Hayes. Well, actually, at this point, I think no one gives a shit if they get rid of Brian Hayes. You're not going to get a whole lot for him, but I don't know, man.
I'll give you Caleb
Endy,
Durbin.
give Endy Rodriguez more at-bats. What happened to him
Dude,
and Henry Davis being top
I
prospects, man?
I saw Endy because I was looking at this the other day because I was curious. Endy has the fastest pop time in the MLB.
Really?
Yes.
Then why do they have him at first?
That's what
Henry
I
Davis
was
catching?
that's what I was like, why? Like, maybe switch this out. Like,
Dude, what is going on in this fucking team?
dude, Henry Davis, he was one of those guys where I for sure thought he was gonna be a stud. Like, I honestly didn't have any doubt in my mind that like, okay, he's gonna like absolutely kill it for them. And like, unfortunately, this hasn't been that way. A funny stat, which it doesn't have any significance whatsoever, but Tanner Rainey, if you had to guess what his ERA was this last week, what would you guess? And it's not infinity.
I don't even know who that is, dog. I mean, is he a reliever?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. If I had to guess what his ERA is,
Yes.
this is definitely propaganda. So it's either like 0. Well, it won't be 0. So I'm gonna say 27, just to be an ass.
I would have loved if it was 27. 27 would be nice. He pitched. He had 1 out. His ERA is his ERA is 108 in the last week. I saw that number and I was like, "That's so." And obviously,
that's propaganda. Yeah.
No, for sure. I just saw it. And it was just so funny to me. Like,
poor Pirates fans. If we have any Pirates fans listening, they're like, "Oh, I can't wait, to hear what they say about the Pirates." And we're just like, "Yeah, this guy's 100 ERA, fucking bums."
No. All right. Positives about the Pirates. They steal a lot of bags. O'Neal Cruz is fun to watch. Paul Skeens is one of the best pitchers in the MLB. I'll say I think he's a top 5 pitcher, even if statistically it's not.
Yeah, he is.
And then you have guys that you can trade at the deadline to get young pieces. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, IKF would be, you could get something out of him. You could get, I don't know, a couple like on the back end of a top 30 of like a team system. You should trade Brian Hayes. Honestly, a team like Milwaukee would call too.
I'm just trying to figure out what they could get because his contract isn't great.
I mean, it's kind of similar. I honestly think similar to the IKF, but just to get him off the books, just because he's on like it's like mid to like high $70 like $1 million contract for like 8 or 9 years, and so just get him off the books. I agree with you. Go on. O'Neal Cruz and Paul Skeens are the 2 guys that you are not going to trade at all.
Tommy Pham too, by the way.
Yeah, Tommy Pham.
Your resident fucking trade him at the deadline guy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, even Kutch, if he was willing to leave. And I know, like, they want to keep Kutch, but, like, get away from that era. Like, I love Kutch. He's a fantastic Pirate. I actually have a Kutch shirt. Like, he's my favorite Pirate that I've ever seen. He's a fun guy. He's a nice guy. Like, get away from that era. Like, go young and, I don't know, like, bring up guys. Like, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, you're the laughingstock of the NL Central. It's just the reality of it.
Even if I don't necessarily agree with trading Kutch, I still think trading Kutch would be a mistake because people still come to see him. They still want people in the ballpark.
Do they?
Yeah, they do actually. They still want a reason for people to come to the team other than Paul Skeens too. And I just think they need veteran presence. They don't need Tommy Pham, They don't need, I don't know, but like get guys at bats. Like, get Nick Gonzalez at bats. Get these young guys at bats. Call people up. It doesn't matter if you guys stink because none of these guys are going to win with you. I mean, you can make an argument that Brian Hayes could turn it around, but it's been a lot of years, man, and I don't believe in it. I don't believe in his comeback. I believe more in Henry Davis than Brian Hayes at this point being an above-average player.
Agreed.
That shouldn't be the case. Brian Hayes was supposed to be a silver slugger. He was supposed to be Nolan Arenado. Maybe not as much pop, but like,
yeah,
I had a lot of confidence in him. I really liked him, and great defender. He made one of the best plays I've ever seen a third baseman make last night. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
basically like a Machado backhand, but instead of like planting. He was like falling like way over by the third base coach and like looped a ball. It was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Pirates, I'm sorry. I wish your owner was better. It's not any of the players' faults. Paul Skeens is a dog. He's the second best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. Has the potential to be the first.
Yeah, Danny, let's wrap up this podcast. Who are a couple guys that you want to challenge this week to have a solid week?
It would be a Brewers fan to try to get through the podcast without talking about the Cubs. It really would. He just tried to move all the way past my team. That's crazy. I guess I'm being rushed.
I mean, we're going to talk about you guys a lot throughout our podcast, so we can have an episode where we talk about other teams.
There's no you talking about the Brewers for like 20 minutes, and you're like, we're just not going to talk about the Cubs?
All right, talk about the Cubs. Go ahead.
That's insane. I guess I'll do it quick because this guy's impatient, wants to go, I don't know, eat food. The Cubs are good, man. The Cubs are really good. I mean, we're 8 of our last 10. We just made it through a really easy stretch. We're going into a really, really hard road stretch here where we're going to be in Detroit and then Philly, and we're facing Scooble tonight. Fun fact, Scooble was supposed to face the Sox a couple days ago, and because the Pirates are assholes and the Sox are terrible, they decided to not throw Scooble so he could pitch against us. So thank you, Sox, for being so bad that you're allowing us to just lose this game tonight. Can't wait for that. But we have the best run differential in baseball. We have the best record in the NL. We're a really good team. I don't know if there's a lot much more to it. PCA is legitimately an MVP candidate. It's no longer just this guy's playing pretty good. I don't know. Like, he's hitting nukes to dead center like he's a cleanup hitter. And he was hitting cleanup last night, funnily enough. Kind of like what Joey was talking about with Caleb Durbin. He's winning ball games in ways stats don't really show. That's why I think Pete is kind of like my MVP right now, because I'm a Cubs fan. I will say that. I get that. But if you watch PCA, he's a lot more impressive than the stats just show. And his stats are very, very impressive. He's winning games with his legs. He's stealing. The other day, he hit a ball that 99.9% of players in baseball would have been a single, and he stretched it to a double. Maybe Corbin Carroll. Maybe, I don't know, Chandler Simpson could have beat it out. It was very close. So he gets a second on a should-be single. Steals third immediately, and then there's a ground ball to third. I wish we could put some sort of graphic up to show people. There's a ground ball to third, and Pete was so obnoxious on the base pass, there was one out, that the third baseman, instead of throwing the ball to first to get the free out, just stared at Pete the whole time because he acted like he was going to run home multiple times, and then he scampered back because he's a little rat. That wins ball games. I mean, that shit is legitimately... and there are a lot of guys in baseball that do that. Corbin Carroll's going to do that, or Neil Cruz probably does shit like that. Those guys aren't also slugging like Pete is right now. And I just named 2 really good players. I realize that. But and those guys aren't going to win the Platinum Glove. We haven't talked enough about Pete on this podcast because it's kind of been a given. I think that everyone knows Pete's playing well. Media's done a really good job of covering him. Thank God we needed a break from Ohtani for a little bit. But he's legitimately my MVP right now, and I think bias aside, until Ohtani starts pitching, and then it's over, unfortunately, because he's just going to rack up 15 more this season. It's going to be stupid. I do want to shout out though, Michael Busch. He's top 5 in like every offensive stat for first baseman. He's a great defender. For some reason, he's still being platooned because Justin Turner needs those at-bats hitting 130 for sure. But no, he's hitting 355 his last 15 with a 1,100 OPS. He almost hit for the cycle the other day. Man, it's nice to have a solidified first baseman on a long-term contract, and he's young. Love me some Michael Busch. Ian Happ has been struggling since coming back from injury, but he's finally coming back into his own. He had a great game yesterday, 4 RBIs, a long home run. Dansby back to struggling like Dansby did, but he's playing Gold Glove defense, so that's okay, buddy, as long as you're in the lineup. Seiya's going to Seiya. He's hitting 341 with an almost 1,100 OPS last 15. So I don't even have to talk about Kyle Tucker, right? Like, guys like Matt Shaw playing great defense, hitting 300. Nico Horner still has the most hits with runners in scoring position. I will say the most underrated player in baseball. I've been saying it for 5-6 years. It doesn't matter how much I say it. No one's going to care because he doesn't hit home runs. That's okay. I watch it. This is just a really solid team. There's not a lot of holes. We have 4 pitchers that haven't 4 relief pitchers that haven't given up a run in over a month, Joey.
Yeah.
Incredible. Drew Pomeranz still hasn't given up a run this entire season. Okay. So, and our biggest flaw coming into the season was probably our relief staff. So, good on Jed Hoyer. This team's really solid. I don't have much more to say on them, to be honest, but the Cubs are good. Joey, do you have any thoughts on the Cubs?
Yeah. Hap is finally playing well, like you were talking about earlier. He's, I'm looking at it right now in the last week. He had a 966 OPS, hitting 318, slugging 591. I know he was struggling coming off the injury, and as a baseball fan, that's cool for him to see. I like Hap. Like, he's one of the guys I actually do like on the Cubs. The rest of your guys are kind of, I don't like PCA. But Hap, it's cool to see Hap playing well. Nico has been hitting very well. He's been hitting for average, like you were talking about. 350 in his last 731 OPS. Dansby has been struggling. I mean, that's kind of just been the narrative this entire season, is he's just going to struggle offensively, but the glove is there.
No, not the whole season. Because he had... No, don't even give me that look, because he gave me he was hitting like 400 for a month and slugged. Joey, how many home runs does he have?
I know he's hitting for power right now, but he's in 239. Like, we're not gonna act like
right, but he was hitting like 150 to start the season, and for like a month, and then had a month where he hit 400, and that's why I said he's back now to struggling. This guy doesn't even watch Cubs games. That's crazy.
I do actually watch the Cubs, but. Okay, I'm not gonna get on Dansby because we clearly differ on Dansby. PCA has been playing well. Seiya has been struggling the last week, but again, he's still been fantastic. Michael Busch has been fucking killing it recently. I mean, he has a 1.682 OPS right now, which is fucking insane. Over his last 4 games, and I don't know. I mean, you already kind of said it. The offense is playing really well. You guys are pitching pretty solid right now. I mean, everything's kind of clicking for you guys right now.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot to talk about, to be honest. Everything's just going well.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you wanted to move on when you were trying to skip past the Cubs to a couple players we want to talk about before?
Yeah. Let's highlight like a guy or two that we can look forward to this upcoming week. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I'll go first. How about Rhys Hoskins? Team's playing great. He's not. Simple as that. Do what you've been doing the whole season, and this team will play even better. That's all I'll say on that. I mean, yeah.
I guess for me, I mean, well, I guess we just talked about him. I'll go with Dansby, just because we were on that conversation. I want to see him play a little bit better offensively, and then just for my team alone, I want to see Joey Ortiz play better. I mean, I'll do the 2 shortstops. I want to see an offensive put out from both of those guys for this upcoming week. So, I mean, I won't be mad if Dansby proves me fucking wrong. But Dansby and Joey, those are my 2 guys.
I think we'll wrap it up here. I don't know if the Joey one's gonna happen. Maybe Dansby, you never know. But all right, you wanna wrap it up, Joey, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can wrap it up. Thank you again for listening to the Central Podcasts. Make sure to follow us and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. And again, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to comment and let us know if there's anything that you think is really stupid that what we're saying, or if you really agree and do love our podcast. Again, thank you for listening. Mike Trout is still the GOAT, and we'll see you next week.